Welcome back. Today we have the 2025 Mercedes-AMG CLA 45S 4MATIC Coupe. We are going on a test drive. I will show you guys all the exterior features, the interior, and tell you why you should actually consider the CLA 45S 4MATIC Coupe. It looks pretty nice inside here. Let's set the car to the Sport Plus mode and give it some power. Cold start. Wow, sounds good. Now this CLA 45S 4MATIC Coupe has a handcrafted AMG 2-liter inline-4 turbo engine producing 416 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. First thing I'm gonna do is just remove the airflow and go on a drive. It's quite sporty in the Sport Plus mode. Feels really good. Wow, that feels good, guys. Now the CLA 45S 4MATIC Coupe has all-wheel drive, and all the power goes to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and 0 to 60 is about 4 seconds in this car, or about 4.3. First thing you notice once you step inside this car is how agile it feels. Very dynamic, especially in the Sport Plus mode. The brakes are pretty solid. This is fantastic. I know what you guys are thinking, right? It's a handcrafted AMG 2-liter inline-4, right? It's 4-cylinder engine, but it does deliver in terms of power delivery. It actually does deliver. I think, as I said, total retail on this car is $74,000. Now, if you think about it, for a car of this size, it does feel a bit expensive, but you're paying for the brand, right? You're paying for the badge, the AMG badge. Suspension is quite good, very stiff in the Sport Plus mode. And one other thing is that this car does have paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. Let's see how fast we can go on this car. So it's very quick, seamless gear changes, right? And naturally we have paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. They have good enough surface area for your hand as you change the gears. Very solid suspension. Cornering is fantastic. I love the brakes on this car. And the seats, I don't know, these are just a regular standard sports seats. You can actually get the AMG Performance seat package, which I believe is about $3,000. But in terms of it just feels good to drive. This car is a pinnacle trim. You can get different trim options on the CLA 45. Now the pinnacle trim does give you the head-up display system that we see up here, which is fantastic. You can also adjust the different displays you see at the top here. You can cycle through the head-up display options. Kind of like the sport one, but also there is another one for the race mode. Naturally, this car has a sport mode, comfort mode, individual mode, as well as slippery or weather mode. let's go back to the sport mode. We do also have a race mode. The one thing I'm going to do is swipe to the right and set the performance. Take a look at the engine. There are some slight differences, right? In the race mode, it does give you a little bit of more sound experience in this car compared to the Sport Plus mode. They're virtually almost the same, but then in the race mode, we can have launch control in this car. But because it's not broken in, we are not going to try that. But overall, just drives so well. There's one more thing I'm going to try right here is set the truck pace, and once you engage the truck pace, some of the displays change and it says use only on close-off tracks, and you can actually set the car to drag race, and you can see the start-stop measures as you drive the car. So not so bad. At least you have that. If you want to take your car to the drag race, you can also do that. I'm not going to save the recording. I'll just hit cancel. Change the menu displays back to the sport display, and also change the dynamic select options to the Sport Plus mode or the sport mode. The one thing is that this car, the seats are not very comfortable, but to compensate for that, you can actually adjust something in here known as the comfort menu, seat kinetics. And for the driver, which means that now you receive a bit of lumbar support from the base of the seat and the back. So based on the road conditions, the seats do calibrate to give you good comfort and support as you drive. I love the symmetry in this car. We have 10.25-inch displays at the front for the driver as well as the central display. The one thing you notice for 2025, the pad which is down here for the MCG&x is gone. So there used to be a track pad down here. I'm not sure why they got rid of it, but it's not there anymore. So you do have to use the touch sensitive controls on the steering wheel, which I don't like sometimes because it can be a bit distracting. Naturally, we have there is also another button here on the vehicle menu. If you press, it shows you the G forces. You can see the many options changed. So as I brake, you can see some blue colors, and then as I accelerate, you can see the torque distribution in the car. So that's another exciting menu option. You can change you can see the acceleration and the braking action in your car as well. Then of course we have this clock up here if you want to do start stop as well. And consumption, so fuel economy combined is 23 mpg. We have 20 in the city and 28 on the highway. So, you know, decent fuel economy, nothing to write about. Of course, it depends on how you drive. The other thing I'd encourage you, if you're driving your CLA 45S, you can actually change it to the comfort mode, which gives you reduced engine feedback, and you can see all the options. You don't have a pro. Let me show you right here. AMG Dynamics is just basic, so suspension doesn't become stiff. It just softens everything out, and this is what's used for regular everyday driving. I'm gonna change back to the sport mode. So one thing I noticed, if you happen to start driving the car and it's on comfort mode, the gear changes are very seamless, right? But if you change to the sport mode midway, it pushes the revs slightly higher, just to show you that the dynamic options have changed. Of course, we have a voice assistant. Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
I'm hot.
I'm reducing the temperature to 61 degrees.
So that's awesome. We have a voice assistant. You can, give directions and use your voice to drive to a destination, and change different options in the car, such as the climate control systems. And I believe you can also close the rear sunshade or the sunshade on the roof using a voice assistant. We're not going to try that because my camera is sitting up top. But overall, these are all options which you can find in your CLA 45S. It's actually a fantastic car. I think for me the price is sort of steep. I mean, it's $74,000. You can get a pre-owned GLE 53 for that much. Besides that, we have good air vent systems. I love the AMG branding on the right hand side. Just lets you know that you're driving an AMG. And soft rubberized material on the upper dash, which is a plus. For the driver, we have power memory seats 1, 2, 3. We have heated seats as well. And overall, build quality is actually good. It's pretty decent for $74,000. And we have a cloth material up top. It's not microfiber, so that's the other thing. We have the SOS as well as other light accessories up here. And to close the sunroof, open that. Close the sunshade as well. And NFC wireless charging down here. 2 cup holders. And dynamic button can also be found down here as well. So those are the options in this CLA 45S. Overall, I think it's a fantastic car. I would not pay $74,000. I think if it was about, let me say, $64,000, you can argue for that. But I think that's gonna put you well over $950, maybe $1,100 in terms of financing this car. But overall, good build quality. There's more than enough storage down here as well. 2 USB-C ports. What I also don't like about this car is a ton of black piano lacquer trim. Now, black piano lacquer trim tends to be a fingerprint as well as a scratch magnet. So that's something you need to watch for. I'd rather have wood trim or carbon fiber or weave, design carbon fiber weave, which is another form of sort of a cheaper carbon fiber, right? So that's the other option you can get. Overall, love the Alcantara on the seats. That's pretty nice. And with the red contrast stitching, you can option leather in these seats as well, full leather in the sport seats, in the sport seat advanced package. But overall, I think it's decent. I think for me, this car gets a 7.5 in terms of rating out of 10. Simply because I think what takes away from this car is the price, $74,000. And I don't like that they took away the trackpad at the center, which is something else. And also, it may not be for everyone, right? If you're a guy with 2 people, family of 2 is fine, maybe 1 child, but it's not very comfortable in the back for adults. If you're 6 feet tall, it's gonna be a bit tight. But there is a groove up top for the headrest, so there's a bit of headroom, but I think your knees will suffer slightly if you're more than 6 feet tall, but overall, it's a fantastic car. That's it. Quick look at the 2025 Mercedes-AMG CLA 45S 4MATIC Coupe. Till next time, stay positive. Peace.